Good afternoon. Today I have with me our board member, Jason Baker. Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm great, Sydney. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. I know you a really long time, so some of these questions I know answers to, and some of them I really truly don't. So, can you first tell everybody who you are and who you work for and what you do there?
Sure. My name is Jason Baker. I am the CEO and president of SEA. We're a multidiscipline forensic engineering, investigation, and testing company.
So now I only know you in that position. Were you an engineer prior to this? Like, how did you get involved in this?
So that's an interesting question, and it's kind of a long story. But my father was one of the founders of SEA back in 1970. So we're currently in our 50th year, celebrating our 50th anniversary. And I can tell you that this is not at all the way that we thought we would be spending our 50th anniversary at home. But um, growing up, I certainly was aware of the business. I worked in the warehouse when I was a teenager, but I never really had any interest or intention of coming back and living in Columbus, Ohio. I went to undergrad in Philadelphia. Never really thought about coming back, but when I graduated and returned home, what I'd realized is either that I had changed or Columbus had grown up. I'm not sure which, but came back, was looking for opportunities and decided that, while I was trying to pursue other careers, we didn't have an evidence technician to work in the warehouse. And so I filled that role while I was looking for other career options. And then one thing led to another. We had a hurricane hit North Carolina, and they had nobody to go sell structural evaluations after that catastrophe. So I packed my bags. I moved to North Carolina for 9 weeks, lived in an apartment, and did business development. And from there, I was hooked, and I've just worked in various positions in various roles until today. And I started with the company in 1996.
So when you were an undergrad, what was your major in undergrad? What did you graduate with?
I had a degree in English.
Really?
Yes.
What were you planning to do with a degree in English?
When I started it, I was planning on teaching. By the time that I wrapped up, I was considering a career in advertising.
Very nice. So I know because I've been there, you used to have a warehouse. You've since grown into a warehouse I have yet to see, but I was lucky enough to tour the original warehouse and the infamous candle room. Do you still have your candle room? And if so, can you tell people about that? Because it was truly an amazing experience to be in that room.
Sure, certainly. Yeah, it's always kind of a surprise. I mean, we've got autonomous vehicles that we've been working on for decades, but the thing that always stands out to people is the our candle testing facilities. And it started out with a local company who is in the retail space with candles, and they wanted us to test candles that they're made by other fillers, and then they're put their label on them, and they have really high quality and performance metrics that they wanted to be tested by an independent laboratory. So we started that in the mid 90s, and it's continued to grow every single year. And we have we put through thousands and thousands of candles, especially around the holiday season. We've got people burning candles 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just to make sure that they're putting out safe and really high quality work product.
That room is the most delicious room because you have all of the smells of all of the amazing candles that are out there. So it was a very cool space. What else do you have going on in your facility like that that would be maybe different or interesting for people to know about?
Sure. Well, one of the things that we've recently brought on is kind of a health sciences division. So we have biomedical engineers who get involved in testing medical devices, um, just kind of a full gamut of health services. We brought in toxicologists, so we have kind of a health sciences lab. And then we've got our vehicle dynamics group, who all new model vehicles that are released in the United States are tested on a device or a machine that we designed. So we always have new cars coming in or prototype cars coming in. And that's where we've used some of our automated steering robots to do some performance testing. So we've got a quite large, I think it's 400 feet in diameter, a test pad that's out back. And then we've got a dirt pad that we do some testing in out front. And then we've got some really high bay lab space, just because you never know what we're going to be working on. And so you need to have, the ability to test really tall items, or really small items, but each of them are secure, so that if a client is facing a product recall, or there's really a high stakes litigation where they need some expert analysis and they want to do it discreetly, they can bring anything in from the outside without anybody internally knowing it. And we can host, I think it's up to 50 feet tall in
Well,
terms of
I
that.
need to
So,
get up there. I need to get up there and see the new warehouse, because the old one was really, the facility was very cool before. I can't wait to see the new one. How
well,
long has
thank
it
you.
been open?
We have been open, I believe, 3 years. Time goes quickly, but it's 3 years. It doesn't quite seem like that, and I welcome the time that you are able and willing, and we're back to whatever the new normal looks like, that you can come pay a visit.
I'm definitely that. But when I come back, I mean, most people that know me know that I have, 3 children. Two of them are twins. And that's something that you and I connected with immediately, that we both have twin boys. Can you tell me a little bit about your kids?
Sure. So I've got twin boys, Maddox and Logan. They're fraternal. They are 15, so they just finished up their freshman year of high school, finished it up doing remote learning like everybody else did, and now they're enjoying summer, which doesn't look a lot different than kind of the latter part of the school year.
And what have you been doing with them since we've been sort of quarantined, and you're working from home and everybody's kind of hanging out together?
Well, in the beginning of all this, it was, I felt like I was working more than I've ever worked, just trying to navigate, SEA through a lot of uncertainty. But, what we found is that this is really a gift, that we're going to have time together that we would have never had otherwise. So, we've worked out. They just started conditioning for football, and doing football practices started last Monday. So we would work out together. We've taken certainly a lot of family walks. My wife and I go for a walk with our dog every morning. And then I never played basketball growing up. I was, in the winter I wrestled, but I've played more games of pig in my driveway than I thought I ever would with my kids.
That's
I can
fantastic.
still win sometimes too against them.
That's the scary part, is when they start beating you at stuff. You're like, I just quit. I'm like the board flipper Monopoly. Like, I'm just out, just checking out. Not going to play that with you anymore.
I like to tell them that nobody beats dad, but unfortunately, as they've gotten older, that doesn't necessarily always hold true.
I hear that. So I want to let you know that I appreciate you. I am so happy that you are a board member, because I've adored spending time with you since I met you, and I get to see you more now and spend more time with you, and bring your knowledge and your you have a sight and a vision about the industry that I needed to have on this board. And I'm so glad that you were able to bring that to us. And I appreciate you. And I'm glad that you are on board, the board, and look forward to really seeing you next year when we can be back in person.
Well, thank you, Sydney. I hold you in very high regard, and when you reached out and asked me, it was a tremendous honor, and I'm really grateful, and I appreciate you as well.
Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Thank you very much.